So, Merry Christmas, everybody. It's James Ray from the producer's chair. I want to thank you for opening up the link and to take a look at our little video. You know, Christmas time is such a special time for all of us. And I'm sitting here with a newfound friend, Mr. Daniel Kassel, who I met through Morgan, who I manage, some of you know. And Daniel has this wonderful story to tell about his Martin and how he lost his Martin guitar. And as you can see, it came back to him. And I thought this is such a heartwarming story, and Christmas is such a nice time to share this. And we thought we would. So everybody, Daniel Kassel. Daniel, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
How you doing?
Thanks for doing this with me.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
So tell us the story.
Yeah. You know, as I was telling you, I kind of got rid of this guitar and kind of a pinch, you know, things got hard, and so I took it to the old pawn shop and said, hey, can I get some money for this? I'll give it back to you on Monday. Like if you'll just save it for me, just, you know, I'll give it back to you on Monday. And of course they're like, oh, okay, you know, we'll do that, you know. So
we've all done it.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, got my money, paid my bills or whatever I had to pay at the time. You know, collected my gigging money on the weekend, went back Monday. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get my guitar back. Nope, they had already sold it.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that was a pretty heartbreaking day. And you know, of course, they can't release who they sold it to or anything.
So how long had you owned the guitar up until that point in time?
Let me see. I got it in 2009, so that was 2015. So,
6 years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so good amount of time with it.
Yeah.
It helped me through a lot of hard times when I was younger, so a lot of sentimental value in this guitar. So naturally I didn't want to let it go. But, you know, you got to pay your stuff, you know. Life happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, adulting sucks.
And may I tell all of you also, Daniel not only plays the guitar, but he also takes a lot of pride in setting people's guitars up for them. So if there's any guitar players out there who is looking for someone to do that, okay, here's the man. That's for sure. You can find Daniel Kassel with a K on Facebook.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
Get a little ad in there.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
So, okay, so go on. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's no problem. No, but I, you know, so I searched for a long time, for close to a year, you know, just trying to get on eBay, get on Craigslist, various internet websites, you know, hit up all the guitar stores in town, you know, Carter's, Gruen's, Guitar Center, you know, all that good stuff. So I even started working at a guitar shop, Sam Ash. You know, I had been working there for a couple months actually, and I was working the acoustic room, and there was this customer that walked in one day, and you know, he walks in 3-4 times a week. You know, we all know him, just a goofy character. Comes in with all sorts of jokes and stories, and, you know. But he would always bring a new guitar in. Hey, I got this guitar. Hey, I bought this guitar. Or what do you think of this? You know.
So he'd go out and pick them up and find them wherever he could find them.
Yeah,
and he'd come in and sell them to you guys to put in your room.
Well, he more or less collected them, but he wanted us to restring it.
Oh,
you know,
I see. Before he resold it.
Yeah, before he resold it or kept it or whatever he did.
Yeah.
You know, with the guitar. After, because we never really saw the same guitar twice, so.
So he's like a horse trader.
Yeah. So, but one day, you know, it was just a normal day, and he brought a guitar in, and the case, you know, I kind of saw the case from across the room because he was fiddling around, looking at strings and whatnot, and I was like, that case looks really familiar. You know, there's a decal on there that just looks really familiar, you know. And so my mind started racing and going, and he brought it closer to the counter, and I was like, man, if this is the case, you know, I hope the guitar's in it. So he puts the case on the counter, and it's the case, 100%. You know, there's a scratch that I put there and a ding that I put there. And
so if the guitar had been separated from the case, would you have wanted to buy the case?
Naturally, yeah. Of
okay,
course,
I was just curious.
Yeah, for sure. But so he put it on the case, or he put it on the counter, and like a movie, I just unlatched it so slowly, and You know, I slowly opened it. And before I opened it, I'm just imagining the guitar is in this case.
Say a little prayer, yeah.
Exactly. You know, let it be in here. But so I
Yeah.
opened the case up, and there it is, just sitting there. And
Wow.
it's as perfect as could be. And he said he just bought it, and he wanted to get it restrung, and
Yeah.
you know, so he could play it. And I was like, okay, well, I'll do it for you. So
did you not tell him right at that moment in time that you would like to buy it back?
No, not at that moment in time,
okay.
not at all. You know, but I did tell him the story of, hey, this is my guitar. You know, of course I pulled it out, checked it out, make sure I wasn't like, hey, this is my guitar. Wait,
check the
no,
serial
it's
number
not.
and
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everything matched up perfect. It was it. It was that was it. And I cannot believe
You must have had chills.
Oh, it was very
Emotional. I'll bet.
but yeah, it was very emotional
I'll bet.
sure, for sure. I mean, it was just unreal.
Mhm.
Really, it was just unreal that it just came back to me, you know,
Yeah.
without me searching or
It's rightful
pursuing
owner.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, I tell him, you know, it got me through hard times when I was younger, yada yada,
Mhm.
and he's like, oh, okay, well, you know, that's cool, and you know, this is a good guitar, and you know, of course, I'm like, I hope you, you know, do great things with it, you know, take care of it. You
Yeah.
know? So, but he walked around the store a little bit while I was restringing the guitar and restrung it. Got it all. I mean, of course, I took excellent care. I did
I'll bet.
everything, went above
And you know the
beyond
guitar
on it.
so well.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, went above and beyond on it. Just more than just a simple setup, you
Yeah.
know, or a string change. So, and I played with it for about 45 minutes. You know, just kind of hanging with an old friend and whatnot.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
yeah, so it was great, and I cased it back up, and he came back in and said, you know, oh, is it ready? You know, pay for it and whatnot. And something just came over me to ask him, you know, what would you take for it if you were to resell it? And he
Yeah.
just kind of paused for a moment, and he goes, well, I just bought it, so I don't really have any attachment to it. You know, and he shot me a number, and it was pretty reasonable. It was about $50 more than he paid for it.
Oh,
And,
isn't that nice?
and I was like, oh, man, you know, all right, you know, that's fine. And, you know, have a good day, you know, bring it back so I can play it sometime or whatever. So
Mhm.
he was like, okay, well, I'll mosey around the store if you change your mind. And, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't ask him to do that. So he did mosey around the store. And then my lunch break came up right after that. And I just got my tax return. So, you know, I just kind of put two and two
Oh, I
together
love
and let
it.
fate kind of do its thing. And
Yeah.
went and got the cash in hopes that he would still be there at the store after lunch, you know,
Mhm.
30 minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he knew that I left, you know, and he was still there when I got back, and
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
kind of met me in the parking lot, and we exchanged cash, and he said, here's your guitar, and, you know, without question, you know,
Wow.
he just kind of caught me off guard, and I was like, wow, you know, here
so,
you go.
So when you, at the end of the day, when you left and you went home with your guitar, right? How long did you play it that night?
Oh, Lord. I don't think I stopped for 3 days.
Oh,
It was.
thank you so much
it
for
was
sharing
great.
your story.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
I thought it was such a wonderful story, you know, for this guitar to come back to Daniel and find its rightful home again. And speaking of home, I hope all of you have an opportunity to go home for Christmas and be with your loved ones. I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas from the producer's chair, from both Daniel and myself. Daniel, again, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry
Thank you, my
Christmas.
friend. And should we do this? Yeah? All
I
right.
think so.
1, 2, 3.
Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas,
Morgan.
Morgan. Thanks. Good night, everybody.